Hi, friends. How are you today? I hope everybody's good. I want to come to you today and talk to you about someone mentioned in the comments that the puddles just come um, and you never know when and how long is it going to last. So I thought we'd talk about that today. And many of you have said that you feel like when I'm sharing one of my videos that you feel like you're having coffee with me. And so this morning, I thought I would share and we'll have coffee together, okay? Mine's full. It'll probably be cold by the time we're done. Um, so I have a couple of thoughts that I just wanted to share. And you guys know I never come on here with I come on with an agenda, but I don't come on with bullet points or scripts or anything. It's just me from my heart. And so here I am today, and we're talking about petals. So bottom line, I think for most of us, the puddles can never stop. But what I think, what I know for myself is that they have gotten better. And I think that you've probably experienced, as well as I have, that you never know when it's going to hit you. And I'll give you an example. I was walking, and this is kind of like a off the wall maybe example, but it hit me. And things hit us differently. And so what hits you and makes you tear up may not make someone else. So I have a friend that lives in the park, about 5 houses from me. And for 17 years, her and her husband and Gar and I did everything together. We went out on dates together. We took drives together. We went to church every Sunday together. We just did a lot. And we had porch parties on her porch a lot. And it was really a fun porch. It was lit and it was really fun. And last night I was walking my normal routine here with a friend. And I passed by her porch. And she's still here, but we don't see each other like we did. And the porch was all dark, and a feeling of sadness, overwhelming sadness, just came over me because I remembered that porch in better days and more fun days. And so maybe you've had some things like that that have happened to you. Maybe you will, pick up something that makes you remember your loved one. And just know that all of it's okay. We are on a journey and we're going to complete it. And we create new lives because that's what God and our loved ones want us to do. I didn't know that in the beginning. I wouldn't have believed it if you had told me that in the beginning. I wouldn't have believed it. But I know now, I know it to be true. So if you're still in an early stage, I encourage you to hang on. I'm not going to say it gets better because I think that's so cliche, but it becomes a little easier. It just becomes a little easier. We never lose the love. We never lose the memories. But we have to be a part of society. If God has left us here, He's left us here for a purpose. That purpose could be for another person. It could be for making a difference in the world, in I don't know, joining a church and participating in new things. Maybe your church doesn't have a widows group, and maybe you could head that up. Widows, as you know now, are a very forgotten society. And so videos like this and others that I know are out there is what helps us to know that we're okay and they're okay. And we have to make a presence, because if we don't make a presence, we fade into the woodwork and people don't know the need that is out there. Does that make sense? I'm gonna take a sip of coffee. How's your coffee? You having coffee today? Still warm. So I hope that helps a little bit with some thoughts on that. And last night I was on Facebook, and a pastor friend of mine commented. He made a post, and the image was showing a stairway to heaven. And he said, he said, I miss my mom and my dad and other family members. He still has a spouse. His wife is still with him. But he said, I miss a lot of people. And wouldn't it be nice if we had a stairway to go visit once in a while? And a lot of people said, oh, yes, I would be there in a heartbeat. I'll beat you up the stairs, and all kinds of awesome things that were really, really heartwarming and exciting. And I don't know, maybe sometimes I'm too philosophical, but I thought about it. I didn't just jump into a yes. My life is different now. And I think you all know the disaster I had in my house, and so you know that I had a complete redo. My husband's desk that was over in the corner, and my bookcase that was up above, those are all gone, and that was all in his area. His dad's flag from the military funeral was on his desk. And so if he'd come back in, there'd be a lot of changes here. Just saying. That's another thing I saw I'm drifting. But I saw on Facebook one time, somebody asked the question, I think it was in a widows group, if your spouse were to come back now, what would be different? And the comments were very interesting. Some said nothing has changed. And I don't think that's a healthy thing, depending on how long it's been. If it's been long enough, I think it's good to change. You don't have to throw out the baby with the bathwater, but it's good to change. Add new things, take things away, create a different look in a room. You know, I had my room that the kids played in for 20 years, my grandbabies. And so when they all grew up, I thought, well, it's time. So I changed the whole room, and you've seen that. And maybe I'll do a walkthrough now that I'm learning how to do that better with my video. So maybe I'll do that for you with all the new changes. That was fun. So some said that, that maybe their favorite chair was gone. They replaced that chair. And one person said, I don't live there anymore, I moved. And you're like, whoops. So change is good, but don't make change too quick. And the best advice that I heard, not coming from me, was don't make any major changes for a year. Don't move. Don't make any major changes for a year. So just an FYI. Back to my pastor's, see, I vary off. Back to my pastor's post. And everybody's like, oh, yes, I want to go. Well, I sat and thought about it. And I commented, and I said, well, it would be great. However, if you visited for an hour or two, a day or two, it doesn't matter. and you have to say goodbye because you can't be together anymore. That's almost going through the pain, to me, all over again. And I don't know about you guys, but once was enough for that. That pain was overwhelming. So I don't think I would want to go back and visit them. I can talk to them in my everyday life. I can imagine they answer me. But I don't think I would want to go visit. I know, and I don't know if I told you guys this, but I told a friend last night for the second or third or fourth or fifth time that the day Gar passed, my friend down the street spent the night with me. And we were in the lazy boy chairs where I stayed for a whole month. I couldn't even go back to bed for a month. And then I decided it was long enough and I needed to venture back in. But we spent the night in the lazy boy chairs. God bless her for that. And about, I don't know, I'm guessing on the time, I'll say 4 o'clock in the morning, thereabouts. And I was I didn't sleep well, you can imagine. I'm sure you haven't either. And so I woke up and I was kind of like in that drowsy, awake, asleep kind of thing, you know. And God just gave me the most beautiful picture just to the left of me, like up there. And it was a circle. And I envision it in my mind as a little bitty circle. It might have been a great big circle. I don't know. But it was a circle of my mom, my dad, and Gar. Now, I know that they are having a wonderful time. And they are all with God. How much better can that be? And my dad used to tell me when I was a kid that when we get to heaven, we will recognize people that we knew on earth, but that we won't have any pain. So if there was any pain or sadness from that recognition, it's just going to be a recognition of one degree or another. But there's no sadness in heaven. And so whatever was going on, it's gone. So if you show back up in their life for an hour or two, I know I'm getting really philosophical, would you bring that sadness back to them? I don't know. I don't want to try. I'm making changes, and it's a good thing. And so I would love to hear you guys' input on any of those thoughts. Would you, after I've shared my philosophical thoughts, would you still want to go up those stairs to heaven and see your loved ones? Yes or no, and maybe share your thoughts on it. I don't care. Get philosophical. I'm okay. And if you don't want to, that's okay too. So I want to thank you all for the time that you give me when I come and share my thoughts and heart with you. And I love you all. And thank you for subscribing. And if you've not, I hope that you will hit the subscribe button down below. And there's a bell on there somewhere. If you can find that, if you click that, you'll be notified when I'm going to come on and share more videos. So I would love that. And something else that we've been doing that I've really been enjoying, and that is a lot of you have now been finding me on Facebook. And so if you want to maybe broaden our conversations or getting to know each other better, find me on Facebook and you just look for Connie Norline. I'm the only one on there with that name. And so look for me and friend me. And please, if you friend me, remember to go in and leave me a private message, because sometimes the friend requests, I don't know what happens, but they just go into Never Never Land and they show up months later. So message me and let me know that you friended me and that you met me here, so I know where we know each other from. And I will friend you right away because I love making new and better friends so we can get to know each other better. So thank you for letting me share my heart again today. I hope you have an awesome day. And if you haven't finished your coffee yet, enjoy your cup of coffee. And remember, if nobody else tells you today, I love you. Have an awesome day. God bless. Bye for now.